Hi everyone, welcome back. So if you notice two things that are different, the camera that I'm using is now my laptop, which you can't notice, but before, every other segment that I did, I was using a video camera that I've had for like 10 years, maybe roughly 10 years, and the screen was always like really fuzzy and not clear, and the sound, it did pick up a lot of sound, and the color was very like pale. It wasn't that bright and vibrant, so I was trying to enhance that a little bit, and I found out I could use my webcam. So I'm gonna try to use my webcam from now on for the rest of the year, or at least until the rest of the Project 52. And the other thing you'll notice that's more obvious is that I'm in a costume because today's Halloween. I'm just a regular prince, and have like a tunic and like fancy shoes and everything like that too. And I thought I'll get dressed up in costume again to do a Halloween segment because I'm actually glad too that that Friday falls on, or that Halloween falls on a Friday, that I can do this. Now, I love Halloween, but I don't get to do anything for it. I don't get to go to a lot of parties, and I mean, I used to love trick-or-treating when I was a child, but I still love it. I do. I just don't want to go trick-or-treating again. But I love costumes, and I have an enthusiasm for fantasy, and that's always heightened when it's Halloween, and I love fantasy. And earlier this week, I started to find out that I have a thing for vampires. I like vampires, but I was only saying that because it's going to be Halloween. But I'm kind of interested in them now. I also have more Halloween candy. I put there's some Reese's Pieces that I got for this segment. I mean the peanut butter cups, not the pieces. So I have those too. See, I don't like dressing up and stuff like that, but when it's Halloween, I do. I like getting in costumes and you know, exchanging, like costume ideas and stuff. And I've had this Prince costume for like a few years, and it's always like a last minute costume idea. So I figured, well, if I'm going to do my Halloween segment, I get in costume. I have the Prince one. So I mean, 2 weeks ago when you saw the cat ears, that was just for that segment. I wasn't wanting to be a cat, so I'm claiming that this Halloween I'm a Prince when it's specifically just for this segment. Someday I hope to spend Halloween as Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice, or maybe Jay Gatsby, and for past Halloweens I've been, well, like when I was a teenager, I didn't dress up as often, but because I didn't have the opportunity to. Now I sort of can. I did this for this year, but yeah, I always get in costume for something like last minute, and yeah, costumes and things. They're really fun around Halloween. Another activity that I like around Halloween is all the parties. I love going to parties and like all that Halloween food, like like really creepy, gooey things, and the Halloween party food. And candy apples I'm not really that into because I don't. If I like apples, but I like to bite them from pieces. I don't like biting into them, but I like them when they're cut up. And I hate caramel. I really do. You'll be shocked at me, and you'll say, "Oh, like how could you? Caramel is so good." But I know, no, I don't like it. So I don't really get. I never really had a candy apple. Um, but I love. Oh, I love. Well, this. When it comes to Halloween, I love the Reese's Pieces and things. And Reese's peanut butter cups. I made a point of that in another segment. Um, and yeah, like Halloween candy and parties, they're really fun things, and I love that stuff about Halloween. I just don't get to really do anything for it. now I'd like to take this time to tell you the things I like to watch and do around Halloween when it comes to movies and TV shows. But Reese's first. Well, I love witches, and I just said a minute ago how I love fantasy, and whenever it's Halloween, my enthusiasm for fantasy is heightened. Well, I'll start with some TV shows I like watching around Halloween. Now, I have the first 5 seasons of Bewitched, and I only have 5 because Dick York's last season was in the 5th season, and then it was Dick Sargent, and I don't think I like the Dick Sargent ones, but I like Dick York better, so I don't plan to get any more seasons. I'm fine with these 5 right here. And when it comes to favorite, like TV witches, Samantha is my favorite. And you're also probably thinking why I chose Bewitched, or why I like it. And when it comes to like favorite TV witches, Samantha is my favorite. Because I know it's Bewitched. It was on in the 60s and spanned into the 70s, so it's an older show. But I love it. And I got into it specifically because of the movie Bewitched with Nicole Kidman. I saw this first before I saw these. And it's funny and it's witty. It's a cute movie too, and I like it just because I love magic and witches and things. And so when I saw this, then I got into the show, and I love both things. I watch these around Halloween every year. So another TV witch, when it comes to TV witches, another one of my favorites are Charmed. This is the complete season, all 8 seasons. I never really watched this on TV, but I know I got into this because I saw promos. I saw a trailer for the first season, and I wanted to, so I thought, okay, I'll see what that's like. So I got it once in a Barnes & Noble once, like a long time ago, and I got into it. So then I decided to end up getting all 8 seasons. Like the 5th season focuses more on mythical fantasy. Like most of the series is all about. It's very dark and very gothic and very, very creepy. And season 5 is more like mythical fantasy. Like there's on season 5 there's a fairy tale episode in here that's really good. There's mermaids, superheroes, goddesses. It's all in the then the 5th season right here, and there's a fairy tale episode because I love fairy tales so much, and it's a good episode. I watch that all the time, especially around Halloween, of course. Yeah, I love this every time of year, but I'm really, really into it in October. Okay, before I get into the next show, it's Reese's time. Another series I'm into, it's currently on, but I don't watch it because it's already in the middle of the series. But that's Once Upon a Time. I've both the first and the second season. And I got this because I've always sort of wanted to watch this, but I never did when it first started. But because I love fairy tales and magic and like this, all that storybook, fantasy stuff, I knew I wanted to check this out. So one day I went to get just the first one. I went to get the first season once, and I watched it and I loved it. So I got the second season. I'm still in the middle of watching this. I know the 4th season is on TV right now, but I still have to do my catching up before I can even get to the 3rd season. So while it's currently on, I don't watch it because I have it on DVD. but I love it. I really do. So before I continue, I just want to let you know why I moved. It's because it's a really, really windy day today, and the trees scraping against the side of the house I felt was causing some excess noise that would have been in the background, and while it kept bothering me, I don't know if you'd hear it, but that's why I moved. So let me continue now. So now I'd like to discuss the movies, and I'll start with the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I watched this on Saturday because Halloween was coming up, and I've never went to a screening before where you like throw food at the screen, and but I've only watched it on DVD. And when it was new, I think it was really stupid. It's like one of the most dumbest movies ever, but it's such a classic now. It's so funny. Now it's really good, but it was stupid once. Now it's a good movie, and I love it because there's so many characters, and so many like weird, wacky characters, and it just feels like a good Halloween movie. I know horror is in the title. It's not a horror at all. It's pure comedy, but it's a very, very funny one. So if I can mention another TV show I forgot to feature, I'm gonna put that in right now, and it's really weird. But let's just say this is an older show, but I love it, and the target audience is like 10 years younger than me now. That's Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Again, I have the complete series. It was only 7 seasons long. I love this because I love witches. I really do, and there's some good Halloween episodes in here. And I love it. And even though I'm much older for it now, but I like it because it's about magic and witches, and I just never outgrew it. I've always loved it. I watched it when it was new, and I have all these on DVD. I got most of them from Amazon because I don't think it's available in stores, so I got most of these seasons on Amazon, and I just love it. I outgrew it, but I didn't stop liking it. And the last movie I'm going to feature is Dark Shadows, the Tim Burton movie. I've never saw. I mean, the show was like on 40 years ago. I've never ever seen an episode, but I like this movie with Johnny Depp, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Helena Bonham Carter. It's a funny movie. It's like comedy, fantasy, but it has a vampire. It has a witch. It has, it's a good Halloween movie. It doesn't necessarily take place around Halloween. It wasn't even released around Halloween, but it's a good movie to watch when it's Halloween. I just watched it last night because Halloween is today, and I wanted to watch it. So it's a funny movie, and it's really good, and it's good to watch when it's Halloween. That's the best I can say about it because it has vampires and witches. Well, one witch, but yeah, that's why I like watching this around Halloween. I just love fantasy. So if you have any Halloween stories of yourself or want to talk more about Halloween, I'm always up for that. I'm always up to conversations and talking and yeah, let me know. Leave me some stories right down there in the comments. And also, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Happy Halloween.